the security map of the Indo-Pacific is changing fast. And the Philippines is right in the middle of it. For decades, the Philippine military mostly looked inward. Its main job was fighting rebels, terrorists, and other internal threats. Counterinsurgency operations and domestic security shaped almost everything about how the country planned for war. But that has changed. Today, the Philippine Army is openly training for something very different. It is preparing for airborne assaults, amphibious landings, and full multi-domain warfare. This is not just another military update. It is one of the biggest shifts in Philippine defense thinking in decades.
Identified by their former comrades, no, yung mga former rebels na nasumuko na, and identified na rin yung kanilang mga pagkakakilanlan and yung kanilang mga.
On May 13, 2026, Philippine Army spokesperson Colonel Louis Dama Ala confirmed it directly. He said the Army is strengthening its ability to face airborne attacks, amphibious operations, and threats coming from many directions at once. According to him, modern warfare is now multi-domain. That means threats can come from land, sea, air, cyber, and even information warfare, sometimes at the same time. That may sound technical, but the meaning is simple. The Philippines is preparing for a future where enemy forces could try to seize islands, attack coastal areas, or drop troops behind defensive lines using helicopters, transport planes, or warships. And geography makes this very real. The Philippines is made up of more than 7,600 islands. Any hostile force trying to push into Philippine territory would almost certainly use sea routes, airborne insertions, or both. That single fact shapes everything.
Now we have not monitored any threat, no. However, yung ating 6th Infantry Division and the 1st Infantry Division is continually monitoring the area in coordination with the Philippine National Police.
Colonel Dima Ala explained that the Army has already built airborne defense into its planning. This includes scenarios involving paratrooper drops, heliborne attacks, and rapid enemy movement into important terrain. He also said coastal and littoral defense is now a major focus, because the most likely route for any attacker is across the sea. And the country is not preparing alone. Right now, 2 major exercises are showing exactly what this new defense plan looks like.
For more than 3 decades, Balikatan has stood as a living testament to the partnership between the Philippines and the United States. One that has grown stronger, more responsive, and more relevant with time.
Exercise Balikatan 2026 ran from April 20 to May 8. The word Balikatan means shoulder to shoulder in Tagalog. And the 2026 edition was the largest yet. Around 17,000 troops from 7 countries took part. That included forces from the Philippines, the United States, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and France. The exercises spread across Luzon, Palawan, and the Batan's Islands, which sit just south of Taiwan.
So the scenario is composed or will start with the detection of unknown tracks through our early detection sensor. Sample is yung ating nasa likod na radar. Then the tracks will be reviewed and correlated through.
One drill stood out above the rest. On May 4th, 2026, Allied forces ran a major counter-landing live-fire exercise at La Paz Sandunes near Laoag City, on Luzon's northwest coast.
This area is very important because, as we all know, Palawan is facing the West Philippine Sea, and it's just across the Kalayaan Island Group, which of course we are defending as our exclusive economic zone and where we get our resources, food and energy resources. No? So it's really very important that we defend this territory of the Philippines.
This site sits less than 400 miles from the southern tip of Taiwan. The location was no accident. During the drill, target drones designed to look like Chinese ZBD-05 amphibious assault vehicles moved toward the beach. American, Filipino, Japanese, and Canadian troops worked as one team to stop them. About 700 U.S. soldiers and Marines, 250 Philippine troops, 60 Japanese members of the Amphibious Rapid Deployment Brigade, and 50 Canadians from the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry joined the operation. Then came the firepower. HIMARS rocket launchers, hidden in the sand dunes, fired long-range strikes at simulated enemy ships still far out at sea. Closer to the beach, troops used Stinger missiles, anti-tank weapons, mortars, and small arms. Drones flew overhead while unmanned surface vessels patrolled the water. The full attack was layered, networked, and coordinated in real time. The U.S. Army calls this new defense idea littoral deep battle. It was built using lessons from Ukraine's fight against Russia's much larger Black Sea fleet. The goal is simple: hit the enemy at long range first, wear them down before they reach shore. Then finish them off in the surf. Major General James Barthelme's, commander of the U.S. Army 25th Infantry Division, said the exercise showed the lethality of our combined joint force when empowered by a modern command and control network. Philippine Marine Corps Colonel Dennis Hernandez summed it up even more clearly. He said beach defense requires seamless integration across services and with allies. That one line captures the new Philippine strategy. Defending an archipelago is not just about boots on the ground. It is about connecting ships, planes, missiles, drones, intelligence systems, and allied forces into one fast-moving network. On May 5, 2026, the alliance went a step further. U.S. and Philippine forces conducted a live-fire Tomahawk cruise missile strike from the ground-based Typhoon system. The missile was launched near Tacloban, in the central Philippines. It traveled about 600 kilometers and hit a target at Fort Magsaysay in Nueva Ecija. This was not just a test. From northern Luzon, a Typhoon launcher loaded with Tomahawks can strike across the South China Sea. China has called the system a strategic offensive weapon and has demanded that Manila remove it. The Philippines has refused. Beijing did not stay quiet either. The People's Liberation Army carried out naval and air combat readiness patrols near the disputed Scarborough Shoal during Balikatan. China said the move was needed to protect its claims. The message from both sides was clear. Military pressure in the region is rising.
So from mere training, our exercise has transformed into rehearsals of the real-world operations. They sharpen decision-making, validate our doctrines, and test the capabilities we have developed through our modernization efforts.
While Balikatan focused on coastal defense, another exercise built the inside engine of the Philippine Army. Exercise Salaknib 2026 launched on April 6 at Fort Magsaysay. The word Salaknib means shield in the Ilocano language. The 2026 edition was the largest in history. More than 7,000 troops from the Philippines, the United States, Japan, and Australia took part. Japan and Australia joined as full participants for the first time. Philippine Army Vice Commander Major General Efren Morados said the exercise reflected a convergence of capabilities, experience, and results aimed at enhancing our collective defense readiness. One scene from Salaknib showed the future clearly. U.S. Army troops trained to sling-load M1301 infantry squad vehicles under CH-47 Chinook helicopters. This may sound like a routine drill, but in an island country, it changes everything. Roads can be cut, ports can be blocked, airfields can be hit, small islands can be cut off completely during a crisis. Heavy-lift helicopters like the Chinook allow troops and vehicles to skip those problems and rush into the fight. The M1301 infantry squad vehicle is built for speed. Once it lands, it can carry scouts, anti-tank teams, communications units, and rapid response patrols. Combined with the Chinook, it creates a small, mobile force that can move across islands in hours. This matters because modern war in the Indo-Pacific is moving toward distributed operations. Instead of stacking troops at a few big bases, militaries now plan to spread small units across many islands. In this kind of fight, mobility becomes survival. A force that can move quickly is harder to find, harder to isolate, harder to destroy. Something deeper is happening around these drills. 5 years ago, Balikatan and Salaknib were mostly Philippine-American events. Today, they look like rehearsals for a real regional defense plan. Japan's Amphibious Rapid Deployment Brigade is now training inside the Philippines for the first time in modern history. Colonel Tamino Sho, who commanded the Japanese unit during the counter-landing drill, told USNI News he was proud that Japanese and Filipino forces could train together with such precision.
We've also committed to maintaining a persistent naval presence of 3 Canadian ships in the region each year, representing more than 300 days at sea and 80 days in our partners' ports last year alone.
Australia and Canada are also stepping up. Canada is now the 3rd largest contributor to Balikatan after signing a status of visiting forces agreement with the Philippines in 2025. France and New Zealand joined as well. Philippine Armed Forces Chief General Romeo Bronner Jr. described the meaning behind it all. He said the real value of these exercises is showcasing our resolve to work together to defend the Philippine archipelago and to uphold the rules-based international order. That is the message Manila wants the region to hear. All of this is happening for a reason. Tensions with China have grown sharper near Scarborough Shoal, Second Thomas Shoal, and across the West Philippine Sea. Encounters between Chinese and Philippine vessels have become more frequent. Pressure near Taiwan continues to rise, so the Philippines has shifted its plan. Instead of trying to match China ship for ship or plane for plane, the country is building a smarter strategy. It is focusing on mobility, coastal defense, layered firepower, and strong alliances. It is preparing for worst-case scenarios where hostile forces try to seize islands, cut off supply lines, or insert troops behind defensive zones. And these new skills also serve a peaceful purpose. The Philippines faces typhoons, floods, and earthquakes every year. The same airlift, mobility, and rapid response systems used to fight a war can also save lives in a disaster. That gives the Philippine military a dual-use capability rarely seen in the region. Still, the heart of this transformation is military. The Philippine Army openly says it is shifting from a force focused only on internal security to one capable of full multi-domain operations. That means working with the Navy, Air Force, Marines, cyber units, drone teams, and allied militaries as one connected system. Balikatan is no longer a symbolic exercise. Salaknib is no longer just a training event. Together, they look like the early shape of an integrated defense network across the first island chain. The exercises are larger, the technology is sharper, the political message is clearer. The Philippines wants future adversaries to understand one simple thing. Its islands will not be easy to attack, not easy to isolate, not easy to pressure. This does not mean conflict is inevitable, but it does mean the country is entering a new era of deterrence, readiness, and alliance coordination. And for the Philippine Army, the mission is changing fast. It is no longer training only for jungle fights or local insurgencies. It is preparing for airborne threats, amphibious assaults, dispersed warfare, and operations across one of the most complex maritime regions on Earth. This is the biggest shift in Philippine military thinking in a generation. And through Balikatan, Salaknib, and a growing circle of allies, the country is making one message very clear. If a crisis ever comes, the Philippines will not stand alone.